Rookie here. It's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
As this podcast is downloaded, it's a Monday morning. And we're getting closer. I know this is sad. This is bad. It was so humid at the end of last week.
Yeah.
Counting down to the longest days of the year, so it can start getting shorter and it can get cooler and
Not
get
until
towards
after-
phase.
No, we haven't even hit the longest day of the year yet.
June 26th. I know. We're
20th.
counting down to whatever. By the 26th, it'll be short. It'll be shortening. It'll be shortening.
Not much.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready.
Why?
I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for fall already. I can't handle this
God,
heat.
we have this argument every year.
Can't handle the heat. I can't handle the heat.
Get over it.
I can't.
Oh my God.
It's miserable. The heat,
It's
humidity.
awesome.
The humidity is miserable.
I could not be happier.
It's dumb. But anyway, it's Pat and JT is what it is on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We're glad you listen to our podcast. And when you do, we appreciate it if you would subscribe, rate, review, and then share with your friends. Every day we're getting messages from people saying, hey, just found your podcast, started all over from whatever, episode 1. And this is episode, 112.
Yeah.
Episode 112. So you got a lot to listen to, and that's
crazy.
awesome. So thank you for finding us.
All right. So first we have a little housekeeping. So whenever you have a question about a past episode, feel free to jump in. Somebody, as a matter of fact, threw something out there and I can't find it for them. They were listening to an episode and they can't remember what episode it was, where we were talking about a website that helps you figure out how to cut the cord completely and what services would be best for you to do that. I did it probably, a couple years ago, I think it was, 3 years ago. I haven't missed it, but everything's cool. It's all, but I have Hulu. So you still get local television if you so desire.
Yeah.
But I do want the networks because there are some TV shows I like to watch. And I use Philo and Roku, right? So I'm covered as far as I'm concerned. I got more than enough to watch. But I get it because I understand that anxiety right when you get ready to do it. You're like, I miss everything.
Yeah. But
What
you
if I
don't.
miss it? You won't. And even if you do find out you are, you can always jump back in because you know what? They'll usually give you a deal to come back.
Right.
So
But you never, I don't know. I know, probably more than 10 people now that have cut the cord, and not one of them has told me they've gone back to DirecTV or wherever Dish. They've all been, because you cut out the fat. Like you don't realize you're really not watching that much. You're sitting and watching just dumb TV.
sitting and waiting.
Right. Wasting time for shows to come
Yeah.
on. So you just, cuts the fat out.
So it's awesome. But so if anybody knows what that website was that we talked about, I cannot find it now, and I can't find the episode. She doesn't know what number it was. Okay. Anyway, another piece. We had the possum debate about whether it's possum or opossum. And somebody had written in about possum, opossum, and send in some information and some tools to use. You get comfortable over there?
I'm
It's all
just
right. It's okay.
a little wedgy.
I know. Well, we saw you the other day on a video, and I don't know if we haven't posted that yet.
No, not yet.
We're getting ready to start doing videos more often. And
Still got about 7 LBs to lose. Then we're going to get for being real.
it's all about the lighting, man.
That's right. That's right.
But
Far away corner from the studio shots, no lighting. Done.
But Pat could see himself on the monitor, and all of a sudden he realized how much he moves around.
All the time.
He's like,
Because I don't have as much to
you're
play
probably
with
just
here.
like you were when you were in second grade.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's like squirm, constantly moving around.
Yeah.
I'm used to seeing it.
Yeah, well, good.
It just happens.
I'm glad.
Anyway, possum, opossum. They're two different animals.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I did not know that at all. Opossums live in North America. Possums are from Australia. Opossums and possums are both marsupials. Other than that, they're not even related.
That's weird.
Not at all. And the spelling, they think possibly the reason why the spellings are so similar is that the Australian one was named after the one in North America because they look similar. Have you ever seen the pictures? You've probably seen the memes floating around about possums they do this. And Ivan talked about the
ticks.
tick thing and their
Yeah.
groomers and all that. Well, you know what? The picture they showed you, that was a possum from Australia. They're adorable.
Yeah.
They have little round button noses. They look like they're smiling. They have little cartoon
So it was
feet.
fake news.
And no, it's real, just in Australia.
Right, fake news that it's here.
The opossums that live here,
Yeah, the devil.
there you go. So
Yeah.
now we've got that straightened out. So there are two different animals.
Nothing cute about an opossum.
So they are opossums, but calling them both is acceptable. Either way.
Okay.
They say the Australians might get confused. But
Okay.
around here, we're fine.
There aren't any Australians around here, so.
Okay, so that's my housekeeping. Anything you need to clear up or get to
I
in
don't think so.
particular? Okay.
Did I have anything written down?
I don't know if you had anything in
I
particular.
don't think I had anything that I needed to. I don't remember.
address?
I don't think so. No.
I've got a couple things for you.
Okay, let's dive in.
First one was a story that came out last week when the Omaha police responded to a call. And this was around 70th and Pratt. And apparently somebody had a huge snake in their yard. It was a ball python.
Yeah, I saw the pictures on Facebook last week when it hit. That's nuts.
Now, Mark Langan, he's a friend. We should get him in sometime soon.
Yeah.
He's with the Humane Society. He does field operations for the Humane Society. Great guy and a great writer as well.
Yes. Catching Bad Guys is the name of his
He's a
his
cop.
book. Yeah, his book, and he's a
And a
great
pretty darn good
storyteller.
cop.
Love him.
Yes, we should get him in soon.
Yeah.
Anyway,
because if it wasn't a good cop, it'd have been called "Dang It." Still missing bad guys.
the one that got away,
Yeah,
or
all of them got
missed
away,
it again,
whatever,
or
yeah.
whatever. So missed it by that much.
Busting bad guys, whatever. It's something like bad guys.
We'll
find
get it figured out right. Anyway, he did say that ball pythons, didn't know this. They're not venomous. They're a very popular pet.
I did know that because Bennett had his corn snake for a while, and we researched
snake is
heavily.
nothing like a ball
but we
python.
researched the ball python.
That's so funny that you end up with the
I know
the corn snake.
That's the only reason why I know. I'd never heard of a ball python before he started researching that, and that lost out to the corn snake, the ball python.
Wow.
Lost out, yeah. And I'm not scared of snakes at all. Like I think snakes are cool. Love the corn snake. Would have had a ball python. Whatever.
How long did you guys have that corn snake?
For like 2 years.
2 or 3 years.
Yeah, he was cute. I was gonna say Corncob. His name wasn't Corncob. It was Gumball.
Go.
Because if you have a corn snake and name him Corncob, that is weak.
That's pretty Husker thing to do.
Right, it is. Corncob and Ditchweed are two corn snakes. What?
Those would be great names.
Yeah.
Actually. I like it.
Sounds like a cartoon.
Ditchweed,
That's
get
right.
over here.
Come on. Don't get out of here, Ditchweed. So
I like
bad.
that. Okay. Anyway, they said though, they get a lot of snake calls, and most of the times, they're pets, and either they escaped or somebody dumped them.
Yeah.
Which I hate hearing about that. But they did say that some incidences that they've had some problems.
Episodes.
Yeah. A rogue snake apparently caused a power outage, and then one slithered through a vent system in an apartment of an unsuspecting neighbor.
Well, if you're that unsuspecting neighbor, man, that will freak. Scared of snakes or not, that'll freak you out.
No, thank you. But anyway, that snake is being taken care of at the Humane Society, so I'm not sure if they're trying to find the owner.
I bet it got out
find
because
a home.
those things won't live through the winter. So it wouldn't be something that like it's been living
Yeah.
here and growing up here. So it must have gotten out since the cold, because those things
Maybe-
they have to lay on a warming rock
Yeah.
to stay alive. So it wouldn't have lived in the winter here.
Could be that somebody had him outside and they lost control.
Right, which you don't need to walk a snake or take your snake out. These people that go to festivals,
Okay.
people at the Renaissance
Here we
Festival,
go.
not I'm not talking about you guys because that's you have to have a snake to go to the Renaissance Festival. But people that walk around in the old market and they're carrying a snake,
No.
come on, man.
No, I'm not a fan, and I'll probably be a bah humbug on this, but I'm not a fan of taking your animals to any of the festivals, dogs, to the markets.
Right, just
any
leave
of
'em
this.
home.
And the reason, my biggest problem is how hot the concrete or the pavement is, or the
For sure.
blacktop. Because if you can't stand on it barefoot, they can't stand on it barefoot. And I've seen dogs. They were hurting, but their owners weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
and
You
they
get-
get, and they, it's just
They think, they want to be here. They're so wagging their tail when I leave. It's like they don't know where you're going. Number one, and
he's
they're
gonna go to sleep the minute you're gone.
right. Lick himself and go to sleep. But especially don't take your just having a
Don't
snake.
take your snake.
And that's not even a humane thing. That's just come on, dude. Help yourself a little
Yeah,
bit.
right. You want to be a little more approachable.
Right.
Even though Pat's not afraid of the snakes.
But I'm not. I'm probably not in like your wheelhouse of who you want to come up to you. I mean, if you're trying to attract anyone that you may want to be romantically involved, well, I don't know. Maybe there's somebody for everybody.
well,
So
that's true. So you weren't the demo.
no, I'm not.
Just gonna say
not.
you're not the demo. Neither am I. Okay, so I'm going to continue on with critter news.
Okay.
This morning, so we go from possums to snakes. This is pretty big news. The FBI released some documents last week or in the last 10 days concerning the investigation into Bigfoot.
Oh, I saw this was going to happen, but I have not looked into it at all.
The records go back to 76, 77. And apparently at that time, there were some tissue and hair samples that were sent in. And there is a Bigfoot center, which I think is now closed, but it's in Oregon. Bigfoot Information Center and Exhibition. Okay, so the director there, Peter, he sent this stuff in August of 76, urging the agency to test the samples of 15 hairs that were attached to a little bit of skin. And so it says, will you kindly set the record straight once and for all, inform us if the FBI has examined the hair, which might be that of a Bigfoot. Please understand our research here is serious, and this is a serious question that needs answering. I know some of you scoff.
I think, but if we're just doing tests and we're studying it, I'm all about doing tests. If there's a weird hair or a weird skin or something found, let's test it.
Rule it out.
Right.
And we're done. And this continues to this day. As you know, there's a huge festival that goes on. Well, I don't call it a festival. I'd say it's probably more like a convention that goes on in Hastings. And it was a one-day thing, like a half-day deal where they invited people and they had some speakers. And then it became a day, 2-day, 3-day deal now that goes on in Hastings. And I'm just telling you right now, it's bigger than Kool-Aid Days.
It's big. Well,
I'm just telling you. And Kool-Aid Days, that's
a big deal.
That's Hastings. That's their jam because Kool-Aid was invented in Hastings by, I think it was Mr.
Kool-Aid?
Perkins.
Mr.
Perkins is who did that. Edward Perkins, I think. No, that was the guy who was with the Mutual of Omaha. No, that was
Corncob or
That was
Ditchweed?
Marlon Perkins. I think it was, but it was Mr. Perkins.
Okay, we are so...
Anyway.
We're talking about snakes still?
Kool-Aid Days is huge, and now the Bigfoot Symposium is huge. And they have in speakers, and people bring their evidence.
It's pretty awesome.
They compare stories.
I want to go out there one of these years.
There are a couple, 3 people that are local that are they take the information, they go out and try to track Bigfoot, see if they can. People have had sightings in certain places, and a lot of these stories, like the alien stories,
right,
are so similar.
But like these that where they find there's never video, at least of UFOs. There's a lot of really good video of them, from the military or whatever. Mm-hmm. But with Bigfoot, there's not. It's always sketchy, grainy video. But if they have hair and tissue and they're sampling it, is it like still in the process of being sampled or
no? They were deer.
Oh,
sorry. To jump to the sorry, but it was deer.
It was deer.
But the letters and the fact that the FBI had the Scientific and Technical Services Division, actually, there was a letter written by the guy who was the assistant director at the time, and that was in 1977. So they did take a serious look at this.
Yeah.
And they did write to the Academy of Applied Sciences about the FBI's findings, so they thought they had some conclusive, okay, then let's put this to rest. But I have a feeling that for the people that look for Bigfoot, that's just one instance.
Yeah.
There are so many more. And you've heard them all the way from the Appalachians to Oregon, central Nebraska, quite a few actually in central Nebraska. But at this point, no, they've had nothing.
If it was in central Nebraska, though, of any kind, it's the plains, man. You'd see that thing running somewhere.
I think it stays by the river. I'm just going to say probably where there's a little more
fish,
trees.
Or cover, probably.
Something like that. There are some, pretty thick areas around here that you can get hidden.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But eventually you'd get caught.
You get outed.
You'd see something. if there's a whole family, there's at least 2. Because if there's 3, there was at least 2 at one point.
There are names for it, and I can't remember what they are because I remember listening to the husband and wife who organized that the symposium in Hastings. Oh, now I got to look it up here real quick because it's just kind of interesting. It's like the same reason that I watch Ancient Aliens. I love that show.
Yeah.
Because it goes back to a time like caveman time when the drawings are on there and they look exactly.
It's crazy.
One that I just watched recently, and they had the caveman drawings, and they look like they are in spacesuits. The way they've drawn the people,
weird.
And then they have some tribes where they have different dances and things that they do, and one character comes out dressed in, and it's made out of bamboo, and he's covered completely in this. And at first, it looks like the Goodyear guy. What's his name?
Goodyear.
No.
Fred.
The
Goodyear blimp.
No. God, what is his name? He's the white. He's like
Tucker?
Doughboy's cousin.
Tucker?
Haven't you ever seen him?
Yeah, I think it's just called the Goodyear Man.
Is he Goodyear? I don't know for
hold
sure.
on.
But anyway, he looked like that. But then they said what they were explaining is that he was dressed as if he was in an astronaut suit. And then the minute he says that, I can't see the other one
He's
anymore.
the Michelin Man.
Michelin's Goodyear. Sorry.
Wrong brand.
Sorry about that. But Michelin Man.
Is Ronald McDonald the Burger King guy?
I know the difference there.
Yeah.
I do know that. But anyway, I like that kind of stuff because I just have to believe that some of this stuff that we haven't seen everything that's on this planet. We know that.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, there's still islands where humans live that have never seen helicopters. Like they freak out when they see a helicopter.
Or if they do see one, it probably just ruins their day.
Oh, I think
or a little more than that.
I was going to say maybe to underplay it a little bit. It may ruin their day. Or they may go back. It might be kind of
like when the aliens landed when the Egyptians, and then they told them to build pyramids.
That's what happened?
I'm positive.
It has to.
That's exactly what happened because the pyramids in Mexico are on the same longitude line as the ones in Egypt.
Anymore.
So doesn't that make sense?
It makes sense. It totally makes sense.
Nobody can see that except them up there.
I agree with you 100%. That all makes sense to me. But like these people, and Egyptians and the people on the islands, that nowadays there are very few things that we see that we're like, what the is that? Like we kind of know with the internet but these people don't. They're like,
I know.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Like what?
Seeing something flying across the sky, I can't even.
Right. Or being on the island, they see these airplanes flying way high with the contrails, and what in their mind do they think that is?
The gods.
Enormous, probably.
Right. I just saw a show this weekend that talks about a guy in Florida.
Yeah.
And I'd seen this before. And no doubt other people have heard of it, but he built this entire garden. And it was using large pieces of rock or such. And it was like the same kind of technology that the Egyptians used to make their pyramids. And these were heavy, large stones. This guy was 5 foot tall, maybe $125 soaking wet. And he was waiting for his love to come over from Europe and to join him. And she never did.
Well, because he's building a stupid rock wall in his backyard.
He was building this waiting for him.
himself.
But nobody ever saw him build it. So every day more would be done. So he was doing it under cover of night, but he had like a tripod type large contraption, and it had this black box on the top that nobody knows what it was. There are pictures of him and the tripod thing that he said he knew the mechanics or technology that the Egyptians used in order to move those rocks. He did all of this.
Is he still alive?
It's called Coral Gardens. I think in Florida. I think it's like maybe in the Miami area.
Okay.
If you get a chance, do a little Googling. If you have trouble, let me know, because I'll find it for you and I'll send you the link. It's fascinating because this little guy.
That is pretty cool.
I mean, he went all out because he was building this for her in honor of her, and so now you can still go down there and you can still tour it.
I mean, there's got to be something to it, right? Because they were built somehow. They were built either it's amazing, not architecture. What's it? Not science.
Oh boy.
Engineering.
Okay.
I knew
you were close.
There. I was scrolling through all the classes I ever took, and I didn't take. When I ran out of those, I realized what are the ones I skipped. Engineering was the first one. So it's either.
Did you ever take architecture?
Yeah, drafting.
Did you really?
I took one semester of drafting.
Oh, okay. Did you actually draft?
So did
you buy all the equipment and everything?
No, we didn't do that.
You weren't.
My parents would not. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
If I had come home and said I wanted to draft, gosh.
You say, here's a paper and pencil, honey.
That's right. Go get it.
Here's a ruler.
Draw a straight line. Gosh.
But yes,
it's got to be something. It's either amazing engineering or aliens or something, because people just grabbing one side like two men in a truck and hauling it up there isn't happening.
It's not how it happened. And this guy supposedly, he said he figured out the technology. Unfortunately, he didn't share it with anybody.
Yeah.
But nobody ever saw him building it at all. It's pretty kind of
weird.
A cool story.
Yeah.
So I like that kind of stuff. But anyway.
So do I. All
so
right.
from, let's see, we got the opossum, we got the python. You okay?
Yeah, I just dropped my pen.
That's okay. We got some little Bigfoot, little ancient aliens.
I've got everything pretty much covered for Monday.
Check your text messages.
Check my text messages?
Yeah.
Well, I got a text from my wife. She's drinking beer by the pool right now. She has a day off. My text. Oh, got it. Yes. So
you got a text from Vers?
We got a text from
What's it say?
Vers. It says, "Hey guys, you busy? My car is dead. I need jumped."
Okay, I'll tell you what. While you try and get a hold of him, let me just say thank you to Kugler Vision.
Okay, good idea.
And Kugler Vision, Dr. Lance Kugler, Dr. Michael Stuntz. We cannot wait because we're going to have you guys on the podcast very soon. Pat is set to go in within the next 10 calendar days to get his consultation done.
Yes.
And have an opportunity to see this facility of yours. I've been through the whole thing, and the facility is phenomenal. If you are in glasses or contacts and you're thinking about it, maybe you're a little nervous about it, totally understand. You need to go in and talk to them because they can absolutely calm your fears and put your mind at ease. And you could be well, I guess really on the path to what could be for some a life-changing event. I mean, it was huge for me to get out of glasses and contacts. I know Pat did the same thing. Matt Versal, who we're going to be talking to, did the same thing. And I couldn't be happier, and would love to at least give yourself the chance to see if this is the right move for you. So you go to kuglervision.com and you click on that consultation tab, get that consultation. You'll be ready for summer because you get it done. It's just like that. Once you go in and have it done, it blows your mind how quickly you adapt.
Yeah.
And you're ready for action.
It's true.
So I would, in my opinion, yes, highly recommend it. But go there and they'll give you the consultation. They're the doctors. They're the experts. Right. It's kuglervision.com.
This is going to sound a little weird because it's going through my phone because I got to get a hold of Verse through my phone.
That's right.
We
Go
don't have
right
it all
ahead.
that. I'm not a tech guy, so hold on. Here we go. Verse, do you need jump still?
Mission accomplished. I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
All right. Well, good. How you feeling today? How you feeling?
I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. We're it's like a last minute thing. So we're holding my phone literally up against the microphone.
Awesome.
How are you feeling after you got turned or you got turned? What did you tuned?
You got
True.
Yeah.
I feel good. I have a throbbing headache this morning. I don't.
good.
So Chef, and I can't do a whole bunch of sugar, so I can't have any peel. Which is awesome. So I just knocked out a couple tumblers of ice water before I went to bed,
Good.
and yeah,
Like a
did
champ.
good. That's
What was your drink of choice last night?
vodka.
Oh yeah. Vodka.
I drank a lot of vodka.
Oh my God.
All right, Verse. We just wanted an update.
The Craig Morgan concert at Truck Center Companies was way good too.
Oh my gosh.
And I met 3 loyal fans on the Pat and JT show.
What?
Well, that's nice.
Well, I sat down and, I'm friendly. I was like, hey, my name's Matt Versal. They're like, are you on Pat and JT? And I was like, I am. And a couple guys were like, hey, we listen all the time. That's the best.
Well,
There you go.
That's super nice.
Tell them about the emoji.
Oh,
Pat and JT taking over the world.
did you know there's actually an emoji? Is it on Apple or is it on Android? Well, there's an emoji that is actually a wrench
And a hammer.
put
Like-
together,
and
like
it's
crossed.
I saw that. I saw that. What, that lady tweeted that.
Yep. That's the one.
Yep.
You're the home of wrench hammer talk.
Oh my God. All right, buddy. We'll let you go.
All right.
We're glad you're better.
Bye.
All right. See you, dude. Bye. All right. So if you didn't hear at the beginning, he didn't need jumped.
He
Now we're back
did.
to normal.
Sorry
Yeah.
about that.
He
But
did, but we missed it.
we missed whatever.
Dang it.
That's okay.
All right. So it's Pat and JT, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you guys for listening to our podcast. Subscribe, rate, review.
Share.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Parkville Media Production.